Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a new ACRP webinar. Today, we are going to talk about rehabilitation of concrete structures in the Czech Republic. And we want to thank all the attendees for being with us this afternoon. My name is Anita. I'm part of the Secretariat, and I will be the moderator of the session. We will see again to the question time at the end of the presentation. Only you to know, if you are connected from a laptop or a computer, you have the chat on the right part of the screen. If you are using a mobile phone, you have it on the below the presentation. You can write us comments, questions, and we will ask to the speakers live at the end of the presentation. So I kindly ask Alex Jakubik, that will be the main speaker of the webinar, to turn on his camera and microphone. Alex, please, if you could connect. Hello, Alex. I give you the word, and thank you so much, and see you later.
Okay. Thank you, Anita. Good afternoon to all members, to our participants, and welcome to our webinar. Let me introduce myself. My name is Alex Jakubik, and I am responsible for this online presentation. A little about me. I am the president of SSBK and the vice president of ACRP. I am the owner of the company engaged in research, development, and production of the special materials. I have been dealing with repairs of concrete structure over 30 years. I work very closely with the Faculty of Civil Engineering of the Technical University in Brno and with other research institutes and companies in the Czech Republic. Let me please also introduce my colleague, which speak today on this webinar. One is my colleague Martin Luňáček, and the other colleague which is speaking today is Ms. Carolina, Master of Science, which works as a research and development specialist of the Department of Material Engineering on the Faculty of Civil Engineering in Brno. And she specializes in material solution, repairs, and reinforcements for the water management facilities. The first slide about our ACRP, the European Association for Construction Repair, Reinforcement and Protection. It's an European non-profit association founded in 2020. Our mission of the ACRP is promote the maintenance of the constructions and its applications in Europe towards the highest professional integrity and quality of service, and repair, reinforcement, and protection techniques, and promote the maintenance of the structure and buildings. To achieve the mission, ACRP works to create an European network of the professionals working together to develop and share best practices, regulations, and training. The history, the initial meetings that started this idea was born in discussion between French Association Stress and the Spanish Association's RPO in year 2018. In March 2019, representatives of the 6 European countries meet in Paris to share experience and shape the initiative for a new European Association. And the European Association, ACRP, was founded in 2020. The ACRP currently brings together national associations across Europe. Our active members are colleagues from the Belgium, Czech, French, Finland, Germany, Greece, Italy, Norway, Spain, Sweden, and the Netherlands. ACRP is an open association. We are constantly expanding our member base. We will be happy to welcome as you will. Do not hesitate to contact us. Introduction to the webinar. One of our goals is to focus on educating and passing on the latest knowledge and experience. A set of webinars that we are constantly preparing for you is one of our important activities. Today, we have prepared another new webinar on the topic technology of concrete repair, experience, and knowledges from the Czech Republic. As Paul Stuem, our colleague from Norway, said, repairing the structure is not a problem. It is an integral part of the construction life cycle. I am applauding. Each of us will proudly sign this definition. The content of our webinar is divided this talk into 5 parts. First is introduction. The second, the working group 4, technologies of the industry working group. The third, technical condition for rehabilitation of concrete structures in the Czech Republic. The part 4, examples and application in selected implementation in the Czech Republic. And last, the question and comments from you, our participants. Now let me talk about abbreviation of SSBK. It's one of a founding member of the ACRP. SSBK stands for the Czech name Association for Rehabilitation of Concrete Structures, and it was founded in 1992 in the Czech Republic. SSBK deals with securing and protecting common interest in the field of rehabilitation of concrete structures. SSBK ensures the exchange of information, cooperates in the areas of the standardization, development of technical and technological solutions, professional advice, and in the field of the professional education. Close cooperation with many Czech technical universities. The 3 largest of them are permanent members of the SSBK. Close cooperation with a number of domestic associations and scientific companies. Now about Working Group 4. The Working Group Technology deals with securing and protection of the common interest of ACRP members in the field of concrete structure repairs and reinforcement technology, especially in the field of the technical information, the development and plans creation, the coordination in the field of standardization, coordination in the field of technical development, and coordination of consulting services. Prepare and share experiences and knowledges of all ACRP members. Our goals. Our goals are simple. The first goal we set in ourselves in the creation of a joint manual technology of concrete structure rehabilitation. We want to combine all current knowledge from the individual and national association to create one common, simple, and understandable document. This document should then form a set of basic common rules which will follow the current European standards in the field of concrete structure rehabilitation. Our work is based on the experience and governing documents of national associations. And how can you join? Each member of the ACRP can participate in the work of this working group. Experts from all the field of remediation for concrete structures are welcome, such as designers, diagnostic specialists, technological, material engineers, or specialists in the execution and control of work. The working group works closely with academics at universities and research institutes. Being a part of this group also means the promotion of discussion and collective work about basic guidelines related to the standardization and recommendation for the future development of these activities. Now we are going to the topic of this webinar. Topic of this webinar is repair of concrete structures in Czech Republic. Our producers, our technology steps, our manuals. The webinar is focused on the area of concrete structure rehabilitation, especially for the part that deals with the design, technology, material solution, and implementation of this method of maintenance of buildings. We will draw on our own experience and cooperation within the working group, or that means working group. Now I will give the presenter position to my partner, Carolina, which introduce our technology manuals. Carolina, please take your word.
Hello, my name is Carolina, and now let's move to the next part. In this part, I will talk about technical conditions for rehabilitation of concrete structure in Czech Republic. We will focus on the experience in Czech Republic, and we will approach the origin and use the nation set of the rules for the rehabilitation of concrete structure. It's a technical condition for the rehabilitation of concrete structure, and in Czech we say TP SSBK first. So I think then we should ask, how did it begin? The project, thanks to which this control document manual was created or was invited by SSBK. It was created in response to the need of the market to define the minimum requirement for remediation technology. The authors of the first edition were colleagues from the Klockner Institute of the Czech Technical University in Prague. Thanks in this place belong especially to a colleague, Associate Professor Jiří Dohnálek. The first edition of TP SSBK was launched in 1996. It was great before AN 15.4 standards, the handbook drew on a nation standards which is supplemented and expanded. The first edition defines the first recommendation and values like method of diagnostic, use of tests, method of evaluation, technological procedures, and recommendations. The basic documents had only 60 pages. This first edition is focused mainly on the two areas. First is execution and control of works, and the second is about testing procedures. In the first area, we will find chapters like structure diagnostic, technology design, requirement for work suppliers, preparation of documents, reprofiling materials, surface protection system. And in the second part, we deal with sampling and storage, sample preparation and control, and own test procedures, including evaluation. This brings me to a question. How was this document implemented? The document has become a basic manual for designers, provide them with a guide for the design of the object, for contractors, define technological and control producers, for suppliers of materials and technology like set requirements, for investor and technical supervisor, provide instruction on how to control the progress of the work, and for academic community provided a basic summary. And now, the technical conditions of TP SSBK have undergone a number of revisions. The authors' team involved important experts from the academic environment and practice. With the creation of the Europe standard AN 15.4, this standard was gradually fully implemented. Today, we use an update edition called TP SSBK 3. The document has expanded to more than 260 pages. A number of new chapters have been added, and we have finished a number of parameters and recommendations. We follow the last strand. There's a place where I would like to thank Professor Rostislav Drochitka from Brno University, leader of authors team. The last issue, the following areas are addressed for construction and management, assessment and diagnostic process, general design, reply and protection design, implementation of repair of protection, handover and exit of the work, occupation safety, fire protection, hygiene and environmental protection. But what is the most important? We still managed to purge the original goals. The original goals is provide anyone who wants to professionally devote to this area a clear manual which they can well plan to carry out and check the recommendation of concrete structure. We now set the same goal in the Working Group 4 in the European ACRP Association. Our goal is to compile a basic, simple manual in which we will reflect the experience and specific criteria from individual member countries. Now I will be talking about the process of rehabilitation. In this slide you can see overview of rehabilitation process. This process begins with construction and technical research. There are important 4 simple steps. First, getting the available data, design research, diagnostic of materials, and evaluation of results. Following these steps, the technical research is following. First, collect maximum construction data. Carefully study the available project documentation. Consider all the laws that will action on the structure now. Diagnose the material you will be repairing. This part you can divide from on-site tests and tests in laboratory. In every part, you should do physics and chemical tests. Carry out a true inspection of all faults on-site. Evaluate the results. Only now you have enough information to design the right courses of action. The rehabilitation process itself proven procedures. Design procedures for repair and protection of the structure. Choose a suitable repair technology. Consider the possibility of the implementation. Pay maximum attention to the surface preparation phase. The repair will be as good as the surface will be prepared. Plan the implementation process, including the determination of checkpoints. Check the progress of the repair, insist on following all procedures. Test and test according in recommendation process, and document the procedure truly. Prepare the finished works for delivery to the customer, and compile a suitable plan for maintenance and operation of the structure after the repair. And the last point is do not forget about safety and environmental protection during the whole process. The advantage of the TP SSBK 3 manual is the breadth of its use. Anyone who wants to deal with concrete repairs professionally will find a clear, simple guide here in one place in a single document. For example, you will find here diagnostic methods included suitable for use, description of technology procedures, requirement for materials and technologies, as for selecting approach procedures, as for performing control tests, determination of recommended values, method of process documentation, and please don't forget once again, then the whole process of repairing the concrete structure is complete only by handing over the work, including detailing the documentation and verification test, including the design of a suitable maintenance plan for the structure after the repair. Our goal is to extend the life of the structure, adapt in the current loans condition, and be effective compared to its demolition and new construction. In the end of this section, I pass the word to Mr. Jakubik.
Hello, members. I'm back, and we now talk about our experience from a practice of repairs of concrete structures in the Czech Republic. The theory is sometimes a little too academic. I don't want to use the word boring. This doesn't diminish its importance. So let's take a little practice now. On several other slides, we will present you with some examples that we have encountered over the last 30 years of remediation of concrete structures. The defect, errors, damage. In other words, an opportunity for our work. And examples of completed construction into repair process, repair interventions in the Czech Republic. The next photos we are obtained with the kind permission of our SSBK members. The first construction, which is very small. It's a cubist construction of a cemetery wall with a high degree of damage. Neglected maintenance, but architecturally interesting construction. The next slide, you see the construction work by repair works. At first glance, a simple construction, but 1,100 running meters of concrete construction. It's a very complicated shape of the wall, construction of the wall, a series of geometric surfaces with a 3D effect. The head of the wall is very broken. It is solved by concreting into an individual formwork. Each part of this formwork was an original, with the technology with opening and closing, and with the point for concreting. On the next picture is additional reinforcement required. It was with stainless steel stitching and hard injection with polymers, and thorough preparation of the substrate. In the next slide, you see the manual reprofiling with the special mortars, with the special individual materials, with the color, structure, and its properties for this construction, which was solved with experts in monument care. The resulting repair restored the historic structure to its original phase. This easy, simple construction was award-winning construction and is implemented by SOSTA, one of the members of SSBK. On the next slide, you see the pictures from the energy industry. It's remediation of the heating plant. It's need to reinforce the structure, neglected maintenance, and damage due to operation of this object, and with the chemical and thermal loads too. You see on picture, it's very damaged construction. The idea of repair works was a necessary reinforcement of the ceiling structure, induced by technology change. The new technology was planned in this heating plant, and during this process was designed new reinforcement, which increased load capacity of this construction. Then is the repair of damaged parts, and on the right picture you see the ready structure for the application of remediation materials with the special mortars. On the next slide you see the finalizing work, the final result after the repair. Reinforced and repaired construction of the beams and slats and with the protective layers and coatings. This operation extended service life of this technological building. On the next slide, you see our experience in water industry. In the left side is it's a remediation of the storage water tank. It's damaging to the ceiling structure. This part of construction is very high humidity load with the air excess. It's need to reinforce the structure caused by the change in technology too. The new technology in this water plant is going, and we need to reinforce the construction, and we need to repair a part of this water tank. And you see now the final result. The construction is ready. On the left picture is the construction ready to final coatings, and on the right picture is the finalized repair works. We are going to the motorway or for road bridge. You see on the left photos the degradation of column heats and the degradation of the beams. This problem is coming with leakage into the structure in a precious drainage solution, and the problems with chemical loads of chlorides, which damage the wall concrete structure. On the right photos, on the right image, you see the construction after the repair work. It's fully reprofilated, and new solution for drainage of the construction included, and finally coating of the structure. In next slide, you see the road bridge with beam degradation. You see it on the left side. The problems. You see the color parts, which is the reinforcement is with corrosion, and on the right picture is prepared construction after the repair works. This type of construction or this type of making for Stado, one of our members. And the next part or the next slide is our experience from the sewerage facilities. This type is especially underground construction with a complicated approach. The implementation, realization of this work was in the historic city center, and this construction is 50-year-old. The problem in this type is high humidity load and load of sewerages environment. This is coming with high risk of biocorrosion. This biocorrosion open the construction and make so big damages on the concrete structure. And next slide, you see the condition of the structure after repair. The reinforcement treatment, addition of new reinforcement, installation of new technological elements, ballast leak sealing, reprofiling of concrete parts, and final surface treatment. On the next slide, our experience with occasional construction. It's originally a historic industrial building and should be reconstructed into a cultural building. It's a reinforced concrete structure with high degree of damage. It's need for static security of the building, or the static security reinforcement of the wall building. You see the construction of our wall with big problem, and now it's this final result after repair work. It's the condition after the complete repair. The additional reinforcement is incorporated into the original construction. Again, solved with experts in monument care. It's an architecturally sensitive solution. It preserved historical character of the building and bring the new, nice industrial design. The next slide is the experience with restoration of industrial building. It's a sailing rivet slab or rivet board. The rehabilitation of concrete structure and reinforcement of the structure. The restoration is a requirement to increase the load-bearing capacity. And now it's the finalizing work. Final condition after repair. Industrial solution with an architectural feel, ready for new use, and for me, beautiful concrete structure. We coming to the biggest structure we to repair. We are now in energy industry, in a rehabilitation of the cooling towers. The problems with the loads, atmospheric loads and operating loads. And the problem for realization, or for diagnostic or repair work is working at grid heights. It's a typical fault in cooling towers, reinforcement rivelet, faults caused by corrosion on reinforcement, a small covering layers of concrete and original material with lower E modulus, the corrosion of concrete. The construction is monumental. The remediation solution must be carefully planned, work from assembly bridges at the grid heights. It's a huge area, special individual materials with machine application, high demands on safety during the implementation, and important to establish right working shots correctly. The next construction is a highway bridge. It's from my partner, from Martin. D1 motorway rehabilitation and reinforcement of the bridge deck. It is work from suspended footbridges. On left picture, in the repair work. On the right picture, after the repair works. And the last sample, which I will see, it's a largest bridge in Prague, rehabilitation and reinforcement of the bridge deck. Load with traffic and underground train with static and dynamic loads. The underground is going into the bridge. And the work is form a suspend footbridge, new drainage solution, and the bridge is height over the 40 meter. On the next slide, you see the photos from restoration or from rehabilitation works. And on the right slide, the finalized completed work after repair, after concrete repair works. Okay, my colleague, it's the end of our presentation. In conclusion, I would like to thank you for your participation and attention to our presentation. Thanks are also due to my colleague Carolina and Martin for their help, to all colleagues from SSBK for their cooperation, especially to the authors of the SSBK manual. And last but not least, ACRP colleagues for motivation.
And for our part, Alex, thank you so much to you and the SSBK for your participation, for preparing this webinar, for sharing your knowledge and your time. And of course, thank to all the attendees that are with us this afternoon. We will make more webinars. We are preparing new documentation, new publications, working with working groups. So if you are interested in rehabilitation, please contact with ACRP, and we will be very welcome and hope to see you in the next webinars. Nice afternoon to everybody.